Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing, everybody? Welcome on in. Happy, what is it today? Wednesday. That's what we're at right now. Hi, 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 hi. Hello, 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 hello. How are we doing? Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to do that and then click that and hi.
3 months.
I did it. Oh my gosh. Wow, I did it. Look at that. That's so cool. Bozo, thank you for the 3 months, my dude. Hello. Legolius, what's going on? Valenite, hi, hi, hi. Maddie B, what's up? Soph, Anjo, Kiwi, hello, hello, hello. Kari, hi, hi, hi. Moira, what's going up? What's going on? Green Rider, One Burrito. Creative stream, so peak, dude. We're gonna do so many peak things, like an entire peak of cushions. No. Did y'all see the snapshot yesterday? Did y'all see the snapshot? Oh my gosh, did you see the snapshot? Everybody needs to go look at the snapshot yesterday. It's amazing. It's the best thing ever. But no, we're not playing in that today because I don't want to plan builds in the snapshot that won't be available for months. But it's so cool. I'm gonna lag my world so hard, dude. My world's gonna lag so hard with all these cushions. Every single one's an entity, if you didn't know. It's basically every cushion you place down is the same as adding an armor stand to your build, but it's fine. It's fine because we got a lot of cool stuff coming, and the straw beds are out. That's cool to see those officially in the game now. Saw it with pics. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. I was very, very excited to see that. I dropped a little short this morning. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty sick. First few build hacks that I found on there. Imagine the stair gutters you did in the short was immense. What do you mean? Intense? Immense? I don't know. But yeah, it was fun. I messed around in it like an hour and a half yesterday and just tried to come up with some unique ideas. It's really cool. I think it's going to be really, really good. If they can figure out how to make entities not lag in Minecraft, there's a lot of potential for a lot of really, really good stuff to come out of it. But we will see how that goes when it gets here. Today, though, I want to start working on a... I hope the modders are working on a performance mod for the cushions. It just somebody has to make a performance mod, not even for the cushions. It has to be just in general for entities. If somebody can make a performance mod that, like, entity culling is probably the best we can get. I'm not gonna lie. The cushions don't feel super Minecrafty to me, but I like them. I think it's just because they're new, and it is something that is constantly added to mods. I've seen that take a lot, actually. I've seen a lot of people say, ooh, it doesn't feel Minecrafty. But people also said a lot of stuff in the Nether update didn't feel Minecrafty, but now it's been around for so long that people can't see Minecraft without it, you know? Like, there's a lot of stuff like that. Like, people said spears weren't Minecrafty when they were first announced, but like, they're pretty good.
And I have been stimming and going fWhip back and forth since you went live. Whip, yay.
Stitch, thank you so much for the 4 months. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome on in. Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be really, really fun. If you lost Forever World, you would ever think about doing one on Bedrock Edition as the mechanics of the game are so much different? No, that's exactly why I wouldn't want to. I don't want to have to relearn Minecraft just for the sake of it. And also Bedrock doesn't have access to things like flashback and everything. So I unfortunately think the truth of it is making content on Bedrock just looks visually worse, and you have less capabilities than you have if you make it on Java Edition. And that's mainly because you don't have access to flashback. That's like the biggest thing. And also, like, the lighting engine in Bedrock is different. So I don't know. But not having access to doing third-person cinematic shots and time lapses and things is enough to make me never want to install Bedrock. Which I know is like it's a weird thing, but yeah, like that's, and also like I've played Java for my entire life, so I'm staying on Java. Will you ever start a new world? I don't plan to. Why would I? I started a huge city project. It's so big and scary. Small baby steps. Don't focus on how much you have left to do. Focus on how much you're able to do in the moment. Any update on custom tree downloads? And I mentioned a stream or two ago. How's tomorrow sound?
Pleased to meet you.
Voltix, thank you so very much. Appreciate you becoming a supporter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, no Axiom's also big. I could survive without Axiom. It would just mean my creative planning takes longer. But the biggest thing very much for not like it's all comes down to that final product of videos. Talking in the Celsius of it's mic, not just holding it. I don't know. Blank. You're way over the top. Have you heard of Moonlake Peak? It's essentially a vampire goth Stardew Valley. Interesting. Bedrock player here can't confirm it sucks. I feel like the next Stardew Valley that I'm waiting for right now is
Pleased to meet you.
Hey,
Sorry, wife message me.
how's it going, everybody? Glad
Embervale?
to make a stream.
I'm
Work has
waiting
been
for
kicking my
Embervale.
butt. Also, my shoulder is still hurt, so I can't be on the computer as much, or my arm goes numb.
Oh no, Dyer, thank you so much for the
Disappointed
40
face
months.
emoji.
Hopefully recover goes quick. Ugh. I'm sorry. Is it, wait, what is it free? Why is it? No, this isn't. No, what am I? Embervale? No, that's not what it is. What am I? I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's not what I'm talking about. What is it? Did they change the name of it? Emberville, not Embervale. I'm waiting for that to come out, dude. I'm so excited for it. It's like a Stardew
4
Valley
months.
adjacent
My
thing.
partner and I have been stimming and going fWhip
that's
back
like
and
a-
forth since you went live whip yay.
There's gonna be a lot that
Pleased
are
to
gonna
meet
pop up
you.
here because it's doing its thing again. But it's basically a Stardew Valley
Pleased to meet you.
meets Diablo and
How's
like
it
Terraria
going,
type
everybody?
combat-y stuff.
Glad to make a
And I'm
stream.
so
Work has
excited
been
for it,
kicking
dude.
my butt.
It
Also,
comes
my
out in
shoulder
Q3
is
this
still
year.
hurt, so I can't be on the
I
computer
don't know
as
why
much,
the
or my
alerts are
arm goes
duping.
numb.
They're literally the
Disappointed
same
face
audios.
emoji.
It's a dupe of the same alert box. I don't know why it dupes. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, let me fix this before I forget. We don't want like last stream. But yeah. Moonlight Peaks came out yesterday and I'm having fun, but if you want a cool and cozy farm sim, this isn't it. Huh, I'll check it. Is it on Steam? I'll look it up. I've been looking for a new cozy game to play. Oh, it looks like it's a 3D one. It feels like that. What's that fairy one that came out? The graphics look very similar to that fairy one. Oh, it's what was that called? I don't remember. It's not super original, but it's cute. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Fae Farm. Yeah, Fae Farm was. It feels very similar to Fae Farm, at least graphic wise. But I mean, looks cool. What was I saying though? I don't know what I was saying. I was probably saying really important things. Other things to say though is yeah, there will be a world download available tomorrow with the video coming out that is going to have all of my custom trees on it, so people can get that if you would like to. It'll be available for supporters, so you can check that out when it's there. If you would like to, I'll also have an updated Axiom blueprints for it. But yeah, so that stuff should all be out tomorrow. It'll be super cool. Are you British? No. No, I'm actually I live on the west coast of the US. I am an 8-hour time zone difference from England. Is this gonna be peak? It's gonna be so peak, dude. It's gonna be incredibly peak. Just got soaked by rain on my way back to work from lunch. Oh no, that's the worst. That's the worst. Seattle squad. Dude, I heard that the barge for watching the World Cup games already got rolled away. Like, or I guess it didn't roll, it's on water. Towed away. Have you beat Crimson Desert yet? No, I kind of gave up on it. I'll be honest. I took a break because I went on vacation, and then I came back a week later and tried playing it, and I was like, I don't remember any of the keybinds. There's so many to this game, and
very sad is that you can't bullet on the nether roof and also can only hold totems and shield in the offhand.
Yeah, I understand why they have the totem and shield thing, because mobile controls. So that's another limiting factor on Bedrock, is that it has to be the same across all versions that play on it, because they don't want to give one an advantage over another, which is kind of like, I get it, but it's also kind of dumb. But yeah, so it's a weird one. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Are you excited for the Dapple Forest game drops? Dude, I'm so excited. The snapshot yesterday, I was already so excited. This update looks amazing, but the snapshot yesterday, huge. So much so that I've decided I'm making a video for next week that I want to just really do a deep dive into game drops and like thoughts on it, and like basically like where I think they're a success and where I think they're like struggle and everything. But yeah, so should be good. And yeah, so we'll have a bonus video coming out next week, but we also have a hardcore video dropping tomorrow. Bear, I got no ideas, dude. I'm not in on the bar scene. The Great Planks are good. I was messing around with them yesterday. They look really good with dead coral. They work really, really well. That was the first time I booted up the snapshot. But speaking of booting up, we should probably get in game and start doing things. So, we are up here. If you're unfamiliar with where we are, path is all the way down here. The custom biome that we're working on is right there. And then at the far side of the custom biome, which we're going to have to deal with all this gross swamp color. Excuse me. We are up here in this part of the swamp. As I thought this could be kind of fun to see what we can do here. I don't really know what that means, where it's going to go. But hopefully we can come up with something. I would like this swamp to be more watery is a big thing I've kind of determined. So I would like to spend some time first. We have to keep this because it's a slime farm, but we're probably going to shrink it down because I don't need that big of a slime farm. But like stuff like this doesn't need to be here. Hey, we can just tear this out and have it be underwater, and we can just get rid of it. And I want to remove a lot of the trees. That's probably going to be the big controversial thing, is I don't want very many trees in the swamp. So we are going to start. Ooh, is this still being weird? It is still being weird. This is the craziest thing ever. I don't know why it's doing it, but my OBS, whenever I open up Axiom, it's like not working to capture it anymore. I don't know what changed, but my OBS just like, and then like, look here, I'll move it away. I'll go out of this window and it'll be like totally fine. And it's like back to normal. But the second I go into Axiom, it like my OBS just does not want to record it. I don't know what's going on with it. But like if I'm in here, it just doesn't work. I wonder if there's like a, what would it be? I wonder if there's like something I can change in the source on OBS. But anybody know what this would be? What can we do on source? Capture audio beta? Well, I'm already capturing the audio. Oh, application audio. Interesting. Nope. Nope, that's not what we want. Limit capture frame rate. Allow transparency? Nope. Huh. I don't know. Maybe I... Like, this is so weird, dude. It's like here, I'm like, fine. It's so... I want to try and figure out what's going on with it. Hook rate normal. Recommended. I don't know. I don't know what many of these things do. I'll be honest with you. Pre-multiplied alpha. I don't know. Which game is your favorite other than Minecraft? I feel like a lot of what I play right now is more so like, whatever. I'll just take it as stream footage. It's fine. We'll manage. I'm just gonna put a marker and say we're gonna be doing things here. And I can voice over it later. Weehee, woohoo, waha. Waha. Nope, that's my face. There we go. I've been playing a lot of StarCraft recently, which has been fun. I've been playing a lot of Fellowship recently, which has been really cool. We need to get this in here. So what I want to start with here, just to get ourselves going, is we need to get rid of all of this, the trees, I think, unfortunately. Does that remove redstone dust? It does. That's so weird. I don't want to remove my redstone dust. It also removes chests. It does not remove chests. Whatever. We know the farm's there. It doesn't matter if the farm doesn't work in this version. The other important thing to note out here is that we do have a swamp witch's hut right out here. So I've been wanting to turn this into a witch farm for quite a while. So I'm going to keep that as something just for now that we can think about. And I'm not going to go up onto there. We're going to stay exactly within the swamp biome. And I'm thinking that we just, to save myself some pain, we're going to kind of operate. I think we operate within this space. This is going to be, so like these hills will stay up and that should be pretty good. Speaking of house on stilts things, let me show you some Pinterest inspo artwork that I would like to use. I have this picture. This is kind of what I'm basing these off of. I found this and I am in love. It's one of the coolest concept arts I've found in a very, very long time. But I want to make it more water muddy at the bottom. I still like the idea of these sticking up. I also love the rounded bottom to them. I think that's just really cool. And then there's also some that are just like here that are just floating as like roofs, but they're still on the dirt. And then you have some taller ones. You have them that like floaty little workstation underneath. And then there's a house on top of that. And so I'm thinking we can do something like that. That's kind of like my main inspo that I have here. So that's the vibe we're going for. We are going to landscape as much as we can first, because I would like the landscape to look nice. And then we can start thinking about that stuff if we get there. I don't know if we will today because I want to get this landscape like really, really locked in. How can I... What Y level is that? Let's see. Y level equals 62. And we're going to go and block equal air. And we're going to go water. And we're going to paint. Aha! Get rid of all of our gaps with our stupid trees. So we could just do it like with our village. I kind of want, I like this type of a formation here where we just don't really have a whole lot of land to it, but there's a little bit of land, and then you have the waterways going between the land. So I honestly think we might change this. The current conundrum that I'm going with right now is I would like to do something that I'm probably going to regret. But I think it is needed for the build. And then we're going to go, I'm going to throw in an and here as well. And we're going to go y is equal to or less than 62. Because I think that this is the right call. I'm now seeing that I've just painted almost 65,000 blocks with mud. A lot of these we won't have to do ourselves, and it definitely is not all going to happen today. But the fact that swamp biomes don't spawn with mud still just amazes me. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. We're theory crafting here. I'm actually going to go with this to 63, and we are going to add in the ore, and we're going to add grass blocks in here because I think this will actually look a lot better. And I'm going to reduce the radius down so I can just kind of go. Oh, well, that's actually, we want that to be 62. Boop. Nope. And then we can manually kind of do some of it ourselves as we're going. But I've never understood why they don't just have mud spawning in swamps now. I think it's just because it's like an archaic feature. Like this is very much an old biome. But it would look so much better, dude. Why do we have mangrove swamps that are all super cool and muddy and swampy, and then you have regular swamps and they're just grass? Like I don't get that. But like, look at that. That already looks so much better for the biome. Just adding mud. That's all you needed was just a little bit of mud. So one day Mojang would consider this. So we do have spaces out here that need to be kept. This we can just get rid of. These can be gotten rid of. This is the actual farm. So we will have to figure out some way to deal with this here. My current thought for dealing with the farms and keeping them in line and just like alive in here is that we build some rocks around them. I thought some rocks around that could be kind of cool. And then for this guy, this is going to hurt. Why are there? Oh, I erased some. Yeah, that would do it. Don't hurting my air golem, loser. Yeah, I must have accidentally erased some. That's okay though. It doesn't matter if this thing's broken. But I thought that we could. This is gonna ruin all of it, but that's. We'll figure out some way to cut it. But I'm thinking that we can cut that way, and we can cut that way. It doesn't need this whole space in there. So we can shrink that guy down a lot and build like a stone over it. Maybe we have like a stone, almost like Rock of Gibraltar type thing, like going up that way. Like just like a boom. Or even we could turn it into some like ancient ruin, like ancient monolithic structure-y thing. My thought up here is that it becomes a little bit like techy, I guess, in terms of where we're at with all of it. So that's kind of ideas. We'll see where it goes. But I don't like actually. I want to bring this guy down. God, that is so bright. Yeah, I don't have night. Why does this feel so
Pleased to
bright?
meet you.
My sub ended. Let's go again, fWhip dig.
Yiddo envelope. Thank you so very much for the 14 months, my dude. Appreciate you. How can we do this in a way that will be decent? So I think with the, I'm kind of thinking like as soon as we get inside of the swamp, the highest grassland we have is 3 blocks up. Like, I think that could kind of be a cool vibe for the area, that we just shave everything until it's only 3 blocks above the ground. So we'll take this down 1 more. And then the edge can kind of just like be whatever. And then we'll obviously smooth this out as it's getting there, but I think it's not a bad start. Because then we can have the mud like working its way up the edges a bit, and it could be really cool. When is your next YouTube video out? Is tomorrow too late? Is that fine? Does that work with everybody's schedule? We get a nice little video popping out tomorrow? Or is that still too slow? I'm kind of thinking about trying to get back to weekly. I'll be honest. I've just been reading so much online about, like, YouTube is really, really valuing consistency when it comes to, like, posting videos and things again, apparently. So I'm kind of debating on getting back into weekly if I can, but I don't want to promise anything on that yet, but I'm kind of thinking about it. I'm playing around with the idea of weekly. We'll see, because that sounds like a lot of work. I definitely have to reduce project size in order to get to weekly, but we'll see. I'm busy tomorrow. How about Friday? Friday is no good for me because I was gonna stream. So, well, we'll try next week. How's that sound? We'll just push it to next week. It'd be cool if you base off the Stilt Town from Avatar and Last Airbender. Yeah, it could be cool. Don't burn out. Yeah, no, that's being very, very conscious about that. Don't worry. Yeah. These sheep. Oh, I just murdered so many sheep. Oh, I'm so sorry, animals. I didn't mean it. It was a misclick. I'm sorry. It was a misclick, I swear. Because, like, if we did all of this covered in mud, that could actually look sick. And then it's just a few patches up on top that are not covered in mud. That could be kind of sick. Yeah, Rabbity, I released a short this morning. So we're gonna go to here, and I just kind of want to try this. Nope. Move that over here, get our grass block, and reduce this radius down a bit. And just like do like some little patches up here. We need to like clean up the edges, how it transitions around, but God, that's gonna be so much work if we do that. Oh, that's not a single video project already. What are we doing today? We're messing around in the swamp biome. I want to see what we can do with it. Because I'm thinking if we were to literally just change the approach, instead of it being like mud only at the bottom and then grass as a majority of the land. I'm still thinking a lot of this though, like it's gonna be a little bit of manual work for a few, but I'm thinking we can like carve this all the way back here, open that up, and actually split like a channel coming through here that honestly might just like spit out to there, and then we can bring it all the way over to this side. Bring all that down. Bring all that down. Thinking this can like be like arching out here to the front, because that'll go towards the witch hut area that we could work on, so that would be smart to have it being there. This can be like a small little island out here, but like maybe only a single block tall. And the rest of this, we can like start dividing so it has throughways to be able to have water flowing around in it. So we can create that more like swampy atmosphere and vibe. This way we can reduce a lot of that mud that we're going to use by not needing to stack it up multiple layers and bringing more water in. But I guess actually if it's just covering a top layer, it's still going to be a lot of stuff. But I also think having some channels that maybe the inhabitants here have cleared it out so that they can move boats through it could be kind of fun. So like in here, this could just all have been cleared. So maybe that got chopped out. And this, they kind of just like move some of the mud out of the way so that they can more easily move around, you know? So we can have that being away, and then we could also bring in some islands and things out here. Yeah, I've wanted to build a swamp village for quite a while, so this I think this is gonna be I think it's gonna be a big challenge, but I think it could be super cool. I've also never seen swamp villagers in Minecraft like in game, so I think it could be kind of fun to try and see what we can come up with it for a design for them and see where they go. Maybe I have seen swamp villagers in game. I probably have. I've never built anything I haven't built in a swamp in actual years. I think that's what it is. The more water we can involve in here, the less really like detail work we need to do. Because underwater, my plan is literally we're just going to like spam bone meal around and fill it all with seagrass. All the lily pads I collect we'll probably just use at the end and just detail around here. What would be insane is if we could get like a bajillion small drip leaf. That could go hard, but that ain't gonna happen. Maybe we'll deal with that later. Where are the trees? We don't need them. We'll add our own trees. Oh, we need to finish cutting that. We said that was going to be like a channel that they cut. You go like right there. I guess also another reason to be out here is we need to like find a purpose for it. I guess if I build the witch farm, that's enough purpose in itself for a reason to come back. So that's good. That'd be it. There's also an eventual lead in here for the stronghold, but that's like down here, I think. It's somewhere over here. Let's see. I feel like no, the stronghold is the stronghold's right over here. So we're kind of working on the far side from it. So if we were to do a stronghold direct, that would be like here, and we're working over there. So yeah, it doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna take these main islands. I think that these islands, and then we'll see how much of the mud we can do around it will be kind of the goal. What color schemes will the buildings be? If you don't know yet, I suggestion green and purple, like the villagers is something unusual to see. We are going to be using a lot of sulfur. My other goal with this project is to prove that sulfur is actually a really good building block. A lot of people that I've seen since sulfur came out have just been talking about how terrible sulfur is and how amazing cinnabar is. And if you're in this creative stream on Monday, I showed off how you can use sulfur a little bit, but a big portion of this project here is I really want to push how good sulfur can be as a block, like on its own, and just use it in there. So if you saw that inspo art I shared a little bit earlier today, my plan is to have like the whole underbelly of like the rounded part of the structures is going to be primarily sulfur. The roofs I'm trying to figure out still. I'm thinking I'm probably going to be a lot of pocked mud, I'll be honest. I don't really want to fill this in yet. Can I just do this though? Boop. Boop. Yes, I can. Yes, yes. This is going to make my brain feel a lot happier. Nope. Oh, well, I did that. We'll keep where there's like these deeper sections too. I won't cover those up. Guess what, guys? It's almost weekend. It's Wednesday, my dude. Bamboo to sulfur to birch is gold. It's kind of yellow, but it's not quite gold. Sulfur is easier to use than cinnabar, in your opinion. Have you tried cinnabar just with like mangrove? I find cinnabar works really well with mangrove. It works really well going into pink terracotta, and then you can get to granite and brick from there. Or you can go pink terracotta to light gray terracotta to like... What's that, lava square? Lava square? The orange square? That's a witch farm. Well, it's the outline of a witch farm. But apparently that's not witch farm. That's actually, in fact, definitely not witch farm, because that's a zombie. But if we were to do like... Isn't this like hurt the mobs from pack spawning if you surround it like that? I missed. I'm zooming. Well, probably a witch spawn by now. It's supposed to be a witch farm. I swear it works. And that's my hot air balloon for the slime farm. All right, I'm already kind of seeing a vision popping up here. I'm seeing a bit of a vision. And now we shall see a witch. Turn me into a newt. The zombie is just a texture pack thing. Exactly, exactly. See, you get it. But like here we can do like... this can come over to here. Actually, we can have some of it coming down. Also, like, we don't need that much mud going all the way up there. My hope is that you had some crazy swamp plants out here. Yeah, I've kind of been thinking we could do some custom mushrooms would be fun. Maybe I want this swamp to not be very tree covered. I'm kind of thinking swamp from Lord of the Rings, where it's just like tall grasses and things. Like a lot of the space, I'm kind of thinking we just like spam our grass around, which you'll see in tomorrow's video that I've already, spent many hours farming grass. So, I apparently just want to do more. But like covering it in a lot of that to like get the mud underneath, but from the side you see just the green walls of things could be fun. But then we can also do some creative mushroom designs if we do like I've seen some people do it. You can do like little mushrooms like this. That can kind of be a mushroom. We could also add a bunch of like moss carpet and things that it looks like it's just like barely lifted up. I think that could be good, and we get a very vibrant green in here. So we have that kind of vibe that we could go for. We've also have, if I really want to do it, I did see, I think it was David McBuilds recently. I'm blanking on if it was them or not. But they did, no, it was Dye who did it. But they did a lot of like cattails like this throughout. Granted, this would be absolute heck to place in, but they did tall grass and then put little candles on top of it to look like cattails around their entire little like grass, like watery area that they made. So we could do something like that if we really want to get funky with it, but that's kind of like the vibe that I'm thinking right now of. I don't really want to bring back many trees. I'm thinking maybe where we have the villagers living, we'll have a few trees, but outside of that, we're probably going to have primarily just grasses and things. Moss patches need to be a terrain feature in more biomes. Yeah. Would look fire. Yeah, but it just sounds terrible to place in, dude. It sounds so annoying to place all of that in. I'm not going to lie. I know Dye said in this video, he said that he installed a mod that allowed him to place it on top of things. And I was like, okay, that could make it easier. But I mean, if you think about it already, if we're doing this project as is, even if I were to like only do the mud within thumbnail range, we're probably needing like 10, 20 sugar boxes of mud or a lot of time underwater with a bottle. But I do want to spend some more time like up here, like fiddling with this and really cleaning up the terrain. I think we need to really shape out the terrain to be something super special. And unfortunately, I think a lot of it needs to be done by hand. Mostly because I don't think I have the skill set in Axiom to do it myself. But we could try. We probably want to learn. Probably worthwhile to learn. See what the heck's going on. Like, get more stuff like that could be kind of cool. Oh, we could do the... Where is it? Where's the shatter? No, we don't want to... We could do y equals or y is equal to or above 62. And y is less than or equal to 64. Honestly? No, I don't like that. No, it's too messy. Iterations. Separate axis. Ooh, y-axis. We only want it to be like a 1. No, we want that to be like a 0.6. No, maybe not. Is there a new video coming tomorrow? There is. You're going to bankrupt yourself on small drip leaves too, I bet. Oh, dude, I'm already bankrupt. I used them all. I have like 13 to my name. Oh, we need the Y to be up more, but that's a bummer because I need it to come down. All right, that's not going to work. Can I roughen? That's not really what we want. I want to... Ooh, we can just say... I don't want to add blocks. I just want to remove them. We can go minimum faces. No, maybe we do that. And our ratio, let's go. What if I do here? That could work for our lower area. I think that could actually work for our lowers. And if we can change our ratio down. Yeah, okay, that's how we're going to do our lower section. That's going to save a lot of time on this. And we can just do that here. Now we just need to, if we can carve out where our lower sections are going to go, because I think that's actually pretty good as is, but this in here is something that we could definitely work with. But it looks like it's replacing water too. Maybe not. What are we working on? We're working on a new swamp biome that we will see how it all goes. I guess after this I can just run a brush like we did before that I'll just put water instead of all the air blocks, or water instead of water, so it'll also replace flowing and turn it all into source. Okay, because I'm thinking we carve, all of that comes down, all of this comes down, and we carve back into here with like a channel that's going to cut back, cut all the way over here, and then we split these islands. To there. And then we can leave this upper one in the middle so it looks like they're kind of connected. We can do something like that. And then this can come out over to here. Honestly, probably like right in there. So it goes to there. We also want to probably, yeah, we'll cut that back. For recommendations, you can do an Asian type of village with cherry blossom stuff. I've got plans for an Asian village eventually, kind of down in this region. It's just not on the docket currently. I don't know when we're going to get down there, but I've got an area spaced out for it that I think is going to be really cool. That does have a cherry blossom grove nearby, so we'll get some cherry blossom vibes with it. I just don't know quite when we will get there, you know? But that's okay. Always good to have things on the, ooh, I would love to do that eventually list. Okay, so if I do bam, 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 we can do all of that, all of that, all of that, that. Through here, honestly, I think we could probably cut it so it comes down. I feel like I'm gonna have to like roughen up the edge of these because they're feeling a little like a constant oval, just with where we're taking stuff from. But yeah, so if we do something like this, that's kind of sick. Oh, I didn't mean to. Ooh, I deleted a whole section I didn't want to delete. I never finished this through. I did it again. This is just first pass. We can always come back later and do more. There we go. We got that. Bam, 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 bam. Hey, Allbanks, I'm really sorry to hear that. I would say for you, if it's something that you want to remember, or somebody you want to remember or anything, it always sucks to lose a pet, but put them in your Minecraft world. Have them somewhere where you're going to interact with them on a day-to-day. That way, that's still somebody that you can have a connection with. You don't really need to see them in my world. Okay, so now that we're here... Ooh, do we want to cut, like, through here, too? I feel like I'm just slowly turning this more and more into water. It's fine. More water equals less grass blocks, and less grass I need to farm. Not grass blocks, tall grass. We're actually going to have plenty of grass blocks after this, I think. Do something like that. So now if we go in here and we kind of cover like that, I want to go, let's just go with y equals 62. How can I just make these bigger? I want the ratios to be bigger. That kind of does it. Then we can come through. Well, here, let's shrink our brush size down so I can have more control, because I want to have the edges still be pretty good. So if we do something like this. What the heck? I just goofed up so many things, dude. Frog district. I think we definitely bring some frogs out here. Have them as a Murloc camp or something. Can I redo just... No, I can't. I can't redo just that. That's so bummer. Okay, we're gonna have to add some more islands out here as it goes, but I think this is honestly a pretty decent start. So let's go Y60. I'm gonna change this to this. Sorry, dogs barking out on the road. Actually, I can get rid of grass block here. Let me just quickly swipe it. And then we can do, I want to change this to block equals air and Y62, and we can paint this all with water. Forgot to paint this with mud. That's kind of... I'm seeing the vibe now. I'm seeing the idea. So I think actually a good example of what I kind of want to have this look like eventually is this. Maybe not with as many leaves and things, but like this type of like really just a lush, swampy river edge type environment. I think we can do a different leaf because I would love for this to feel a little darker. Honestly, one thing I'm playing around with in my brain is we add bits of sulfur so we can have like the occasional sulfur, like occasional sulfur spike with some potent sulfur in the bottom, and then it really looks like we get like that kind of disgusting swamp, you know? I'm not going for happy daisy, you just woo swampy environments. I think a sulfur swamp vibe could be kind of cool, just of poisonous swamp vibe. Also, yeah, muddy mangrove roots, we definitely need a lot. I need to check how many I have in storage. But I would love to do muddy mangrove roots. They're just very hard to get if you don't have many. Kind of looks mushroomy. Yeah, so I think potent sulfur is going to be something that we definitely add. Like a consistent element of. Ooh, you know what we could do here? I know I was using the roughen command. Or no, what was I using? I don't know. I was using some command. Why am I not just using a noise command? That literally right there is perfect. Block is water. We are equal. So we want to do less than or equal to 62. And we want to change this to mud. And we were to do like here. See? Like, look at that. That's so easy. So we just, honestly, we could just use a simplex. We don't really even need to do anything fancy with this. Well, maybe we do need to do something fancy with this. Not Worley. Not that. White noise, no. Metaball might be able to work.
Pleased to meet you.
Hello people 14 months. How's fWhip doing? Underscore fWhip heart.
Why are you
colon
calling me
underscore
Unk?
fWhip up.
What the? Why am I getting into Unk, Eddie? Thank you for the 14 months of tier 2. Am I Unk? No. Wait. Let's change the scale.
Pleased to meet
Alright,
you.
what can I do to make it
Fave
more?
biome to build in. I gotta be a lil swamp witch.
Belladonna, thank you for the 19 months. We're trying. We're gonna see what we can do here. Make it just a little bit more common. Why are we not? Oh, more common would just be upping that. Okay, this will work. Actually, that right there, I want to Control Z, because we said we were not going to fill in where the different areas are coming in at. Yeah, this is way easier than what we were doing. What was I thinking, dude? Nope. Clearly, I just wasn't. Actually, that right there, I want to clear out so we can have like a channel cut through. Maybe not out there. That's kind of open ocean. Do we do custom mangrove trees on the edge? Wait a minute. Do we actually make a real custom mangrove biome? Yeah, because that would be a realistic thing. We could just, and we could have a few little inlets and things where it can come in. That could be a cool eventual project. Half sunken statue. I'm kind of thinking we do like a giant rock. Or maybe it's statue. Do we do like, we have a few ancient machinery vibes inside the world already. So we could embrace that for our thing covering that, of it being like some ancient shrine of sorts. So that could be it. Which could also lend to why the potent sulfur's here or something like that. I don't know. But I'm thinking like we're gonna have to hide that. We're gonna have to hide this, which could be like in here. And I'm thinking the village, honestly, will probably sit in here. That seems like a good vibe for now. We have to be... I'm going to have to redo this entire farm, no matter what. Problem with this one is I had to make it completely dark before I did anything. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, it just breaks all the brown mushrooms. So we're going to be really careful of this when we're working on it. But I would like to shear the farm back to being about like this. I don't think it needs to be that big. I don't use much slime at all in this world. So if I were to do there, where does that go if I were to go boop, 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 boop? So it comes in 2 blocks, like a little... I don't think a slime farm needs to be that big. I don't use much slime at all. So we can just redo the farm so it kind of sits at this weird angle instead. And I can get some tough blocks back. Why did I waste tough blocks on building a farm, dude? What was I thinking? Yeah, I'll just do that, because I think the rock's going to go at that angle. Ah, sorry. That should be everything that we need in here for it, and it'll still function. It was never meant to be the quickest of farms. You just take inspiration from the swamp plant in the Mando movie. Mandalorian swamp. I haven't seen the movie yet. I really need to. The swamps of Naboo. Is that where it is? Was the movie good? I haven't seen it. Gigantic tough rock. Oh, why are you attached? Why are you attached? Never got rid of that. I know I've like totally ruined the rates of it, but at this point, I don't really care. We're gonna cover it, so I think that this was here so that the light level couldn't leak up through the bottom. But I'm pretty sure it shouldn't matter as soon as we cover the farm. Nalhada. Okay. The movie is very good. Yeah. I liked it. Critics hate it, but it's pretty cute. Okay, so it's probably really good. What made you decide to work on the swamp? I saw some inspiration stuff a while ago that I was like, that could be really cool to work on. A build that looks like that. And now we are here. Okay. To Pinterest. Giant rock. Need inspiration. Need some inspo for a rock. Did I save something out here? Maybe I did. Sorry, I'm looking at Pinterest really quick. One moment. Volcanic, like basalt. Yeah, I don't know on the color scheme of it yet. I guess we need a theme for the middle element first before we really do anything. What do we want this rock? I feel like I just like think like a cool... Honestly, I'm leaning towards like ancient monolithic like ruin. Ancient ruin in swamp. What do we got? Fantasy. What do we want? I feel like I want like a... I don't know, man. Turtle Rock, Mongolia? Turtle Rock, Mongolia. That's kind of cool looking. What the heck? That's cool. Ooh. Okay, 1 second. Oh, my drawing tablet isn't working. Oh, I was gonna say we could draw out for a second. That's fine, whatever. I've got an idea. We take the idea that we had, where was that ruined portal right here? What if we take like a rock that like has a portal on, like an old ruined portal on top of it? So we can do like a, let's go with our concrete. So it'll be kind of like here, and we can have like a, I'm thinking this can be like our walkway to get up to the top. And it like hangs out here, overhanging a bit. Probably needs to stretch farther because then we'll want to like have it go down that way. But I'm thinking we could do something like this. We could even have it like really stretching out over here, so it really like encompasses that way. But I feel like that's kind of a cool, maybe this comes up, that comes up a bit higher. I feel like we could get a cool silhouette with that. And even we could like cut it down somewhere. We'd probably have to take all of these and move them farther out this way, and have a bridge connecting like two rocks together. Could be kind of fun. I think we can try something like that here. That could be really cool. The problem that I'm running into here is I really want to like use the shape tool to detail this thing out. We're probably just gonna have to let's go with our smart surface. I'm gonna take one right here, and then I'm gonna take one over to here, and we're just gonna get some rough shapes, and then we can use the modeling tool to get some better lines on it. But here we can at least like start just to get a rough idea of what's going on. So we can do here-ish. Like that for the front face could be kind of sick. Then we want to kind of bring it over to let's go to like here, and then that can come up to there, and then we really need to like start arching these guys up. All of those need to come down. My friends over on the YouTube side, if you can do me a solid and click the like button. I don't think I've asked at all for that today, so I really appreciate it. This we're gonna bring all the way back here because I do want to get that like split rock. I feel like could be kind of fun. So do that. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I think we can get, because we'll smooth that out, curve it down, curve it out here, and then we can really come back in with the modeling tool after we do all of this stuff, and we can really get some cool shapes going on. But if I were to do like bam, 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 just to kind of get some idea in here of what this will be. I'm almost thinking I need to just like get rid of the farm on the inside and just deal with it without, and just remember that it needs to just fit around it. It's probably my best bet. It's not like the farm needs to exist here in this copy, so I think we might just honestly do that. But like that's pretty cool. That, I think we can get a really cool, because if we think about it, we'll build that rock up. We can have like our village, honestly, probably filling most of this. Could be really fun. I'm worried though that the rock might not be tall enough for the scale that I want to go at for the houses. So this might be a point where we flesh this out just really roughly, get like a general vibe of it, and then we need to actually jump to building a house. Because if we can get an idea of what a house is going to look like, then we can work scale backwards from there. Because I think the house scale is the most important thing to me. Right now, at least. If I can't get a house scale that I like, then I'm not going to be able to get a biome that I like. Like, I'd rather work house and then backwards is something I feel like I've been learning a lot recently, is build the structure that you want first and then worry about making a biome that'll fit around it. So we can even just have like that. That's... I keep wanting to say something about planting geysers and stuff here, but it's probably not the point in planning it. No. No, I don't know if we'll have geysers. I mostly want them just for the potent sulfur like particles, I think is a big part. But maybe we could have some like a few geysers here and there, but like that to me scale wise seems pretty cool. I don't know, man. I think though, I think it's time to mess around with this thing for a few. What are you building today?
You might consider having one island mounded up and made of dead corals / cobble to imply that the village has been there a while, dumping shells from their catches in the same spot for centuries.
That's not a bad idea, Renee, because that is how some islands are made. I know down in the Caribbean there are entire islands out of like conch shells and things. It's not a bad idea. I'll keep that in mind. Appreciate it. Okay, so we've got our concept art, and I would like to shape it out of some sulfur to see what we can get going with it. And then I think for now, just to get like a base idea, we're just going to use some spruce for the other elements to it and see where it goes from there. The big thing I want to try is like a bowl shape almost to the bottom of our houses, which is going to be really weird. And I'm thinking it's going to be like a... Like that's going to be like the base. And then these houses are base that I'm like using the inspo from. The house is basically a bowl, and then it's got like a fairly flat roof. It basically is just like keeping it off of the bottom. So we need to figure out how we can do this in a way that'll look decent, because we could even maybe do that. And then we need some walls probably to support it, because right now just I want it to look pretty like, I don't want it to go in the ground yet, actually, in the water yet, because I want to be able to move this thing around as we need. It's gonna feel spidery right now, which I don't love. But something like this could kind of be... But then we could also have inside, because that we brought this down, that'll actually be stable in itself here too. This could be like an inner support system, where we could also, instead of these guys, we also have access to our copper bars that could make it look even more just really thrown together with whatever kind of sticks and logs they can get from the area where they're living, to use really whatever they can do to lift their house up out of the water. Because if we're going with the idea that they're like a toxic sulfur environment down here, I think that can kind of work. And then the other part on the concept art is that it has like bands going around, where I was thinking trapdoors, but now I'm thinking we can use just signs. Because we can technically... Nah, I don't like that already. I already hate it. I hate it. Raised wooden walkways connecting stuff. Yeah, that's definitely going to be part of it. But also I want some walkways down on the ground. So it's going to be an interesting one. The other thing is that it then comes out further. That's why I really wanted to mess around with this first. I've never tried something like this before, so I'm very much going in the dark here. This is one of the weirdest things I've probably ever built in Minecraft or tried to build. So if we can pull it off, it's gonna be super cool. But it's just gonna be that it's gonna be a big if for quite a while until we can figure out what the heck we're gonna do in here. That's gonna be where we have a window right in there, and then I'm thinking it comes up by another one. Ooh, we do have walls with sulfur, right? We do, so we can use that to round ourselves here even further. Well, I guess not rounding, it's kind of flattening. So maybe this will stay as full blocks, but then this will help to round it by bringing in those guys to right here. Oh, this is not going to be villager safe at all, but if we can pull it off, it's going to look so dang cool, dude. What can we do in there? Can we get a shelf? Would a bamboo shelf work? Almost. I think if we then do something on the inside too, that can work. We do that, and then also at this block here, oak actually kind of works fairly well with our sulfur. I really didn't want to get that extra like bump to it, but it might not be the end of the world. Do we want this, or do we want like a glass here? That would brown be okay? Too dark. Light gray. I think yellow is going to be way too much. Light gray is also kind of a lot. Do you think you're gonna make a world tree? Do you think you're gonna make a world tree? Because I think like a fallen down rotting world tree would be sick. I've thought about it in the past, but I'm not too sure if I want to go that route with another one or not. I kind of like that we just have the one world tree. So right here would be a sick spot to have like a darker, or maybe even just a sulfur wall for now. We're getting our bowl shape in a little bit more. I think I'm going to plan and just say we're going to have a door over here. So this side's going to be slightly different. And it's going to be, for now, just here.
Keep it real.
I don't know, man. We're going to figure this out. That's going to be our entry into it. Stamp, thank you so much for the raid, my dude. Welcome on in. We are playing with something. I don't quite know what this something is yet, but we're doing something. Now we need to figure out a roof. Because this, honestly, I don't hate it. We need to get some more like wooden framing around the base. I think that it definitely needs more. It's an egg house. A little bit. It's like in the inspo artwork, it's like a thatch roof. I'm not sure I want to do like a thatch because that would be very much the same shade here. Because I was gonna say like, oh, we could do oak or jungle, but let's go with jungle for now because I don't think we'll texture jungle into it. But I think I'm gonna want something a little bit darker. But for now, just to get something in there for the shaping of it, it has to be something that will work with a wood because I do want the ability to like trapdoor and slab and stair and everything it. What were you up to today, Stan? Were you on the bus stop? I think I saw earlier that you said you were going to jump on. I'll be on Friday. I was planning to be on today, but I kind of got thinking about it, and I was like, I really want to go work on this thing, dude. So I apologize. I did not show up. You said packed mud roof, or is that too dark? No, I think packed mud is definitely still an option. Packed mud can easily work into jungle too. Jungle just has more block varieties to it, but we can use packed mud and get the walls and things in. Was bus stopping it today, moved the mangrove farm to Evelyn's Mountain, gonna be building the thing around it soon. Nice. I so wish there was a way to get that to be just like just the corner, dude. I guess I could turn on the symmetry tool. Whatever. Whenever. Okay. It's a thing. Maybe it's just me, but the sulfur block is ugly. It's not just you, but I think you're all wrong.
Pleased to meet you.
Hit the like button __ fWhip.
I freaking love it. Hey, I appreciate. I got one person. I'll take it. I got one person. I don't know why, but this feels like it would come out of like Sheogoros realm in Oblivion. Maybe not all of that, but like maybe we do like every other. It needs more variation. Yeah. We're just in shaping. Variation and all that stuff is very much needed. I do not disagree with y'all at all. This is where a cushion would go so hard right there. I'm just saying, a brown cushion right along there. They're going to be such a good block, dude. I'm talking about cushions again. I couldn't even go another 20 minutes without bringing them up. I'm so sorry. I'm really not sorry. Gosh, I'm excited for him. Anyways. No, I like that as full blocks more. But a cushion right there, I'm just saying, it could be so good. I don't know, man. I kind of love it. It's wacky enough that it could work. Definitely build this as part of a moon base. Man. I'm thinking this is wacky enough that we can pull this off. I actually think we can do this. I think our rock needs to be bigger. So we got like a general shape for this guy, right? But I think our rock needs to be a bit bigger. Because he's half the height of the rock. The rock doesn't need to be massive, but it definitely needs to have some scale to it. And right now it does not have that monolithic scale. It's very Star Wars. It is a little Star Wars, you're right. What if we take our jungle, we get our jungle back, and we try giving this guy like an extension off to the side to where he has not only this as is, but he also has like a little that's just a roof. So it's more for like a, we'll make the bottom of this like covered in like a dirt or something where they're like trying to keep it dry, I guess would be the right term. That doesn't work like that. Kind of wanted this to be dark on the inside, I'll be honest. So maybe we do go back to this. Can be here.
Pleased to meet you.
Loving the concept behind this area. Can't wait to see how it turns out. Also 7 months swoop.
Who just whooped? Taibui, thank you so much for the 7 months. Appreciate you. Also, Tommy, I missed you, but thank you so much for becoming a member, dude. How many members was that? Oh, for the 18 months. I'm so sorry. I missed that a while ago. I think we could do this, but then we also need, this is going to make it a lot less accessible for us as a player to detail with, but I think like little extra bands that go around to just add the additional support, which honestly, in this case here, could be good because it technically can work as spawn, not spawn proofing, but it would keep the middle area safe here because mobs, unless it's a baby zombie, would not be able to fit underneath that. And it kind of gives a little bit of a vibe. That looked dumb. Giving it the extra support with the signs. A creeper could fit. No, those are lower trapdoors. Creepers. Oh, yeah, I guess a creeper could fit. Whatever. It's fine. That can kind of look like there's some additional bracing done to it. So we just do like one per corner where it looks like there's extra. We're kind of losing that like open air concept underneath it now. But ooh. I love my load bearing signs. You're right. They're so good. Thank you. No signs? No signs. Okay. This is where I wish we could debug stick and just do that. It looks so good. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. How would your world be different if your fantasy realm took place in Bosnia? I don't know. I don't know enough about Bosnia to give any information on that. What are your opinions on the latest Minecraft update? I really enjoy hearing your review. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Just haven't textured anything yet. I'm just messing with shape mostly right now. But we talked about it earlier. I think cushions are absolutely awesome. I released a short this morning talking about them a little bit. But I'll have a big video coming out next week talking about them. But I think it's really sick. I think the Dappled Forest is an amazing update for builders coming soon. I think that's like the number one thing is right now it's a fantastic update for builders. I do think it's a little lackluster for non-builders, but let's go to that house that we used earlier. What else did we use in here? Just sandstone and smooth sandstone. I think those are the only ones I was missing. Oh, and oak. If you didn't catch it, we built this on stream on a Monday. We started working on the harbor over here and got the harbor walls figured out, and we designed this guy. But that's not important. We're up here today. Yeah, I think the cushions are absolutely awesome. I think straw beds are actually going to be a really cool block to build with. I think they did a really, really good job with them. I don't like potent sulfur to bamboo, to be honest. No, I don't want that. I don't think we go more yellow than sulfur. I think we keep sulfur as our yellowest. I also like the sulfur almost looking like it's like a mud of sorts. Like a it's almost giving plaster to me in this context. Or like a stucco. Hey, buddy. I do think maybe we try moving these to being birch. Would a sponge would fit really well. I refuse to use sponges in survival for building. There's no part of me that at all wants to go deal with getting sponges. Would hay work? Nope, too dark. Okay. Opinion on Argentina versus Egypt yesterday. I mean, that was a crazy game to watch. I was so surprised that Egypt went up 2-0. I'm not all knowledgeable on soccer, but that was a bummer to see Egypt's it was originally their second goal, getting that rolled back so far. I feel like my opinion, I was talking with some family last night. My opinion overall on the World Cup right now, as somebody who is newer into being a soccer fan, I don't like how much VAR steps in to resolve things. There's definitely things that need to be adjusted all the time in soccer, football, whatever the heck you want to call it, but I feel like VAR is it's overturned quite a few things that I'm like, why did we overturn that? Or one of those for the US, Balogun's red card that he got was, if you pause frame exactly where the incident happened, yeah, it's an obvious red from that. But if you watch it in motion, and to me, I'm like, I don't know if that was one. And then for there, it was the ref on field called, yeah, no, it's fine, just keep playing, play on. And then 30 seconds later, there's a goal. And then the VAR ref comes in and they're like, I don't know, roll back all the way there. That was the start of this play, and that's what opened to the goal. And so I don't know, some of that stuff I find a little weird, but it's been cool to be able to see. That was a crazy game to watch. Maybe we bring in a little yellow hint on our doors. I actually feel like the World Cup this time has not been crazy on the flopping front, because they're actually calling players on it now. If players that flop and refs are giving them yellow cards. So I don't know if the soccer definitely has a problem with flopping. And it's very much, it's just it's part of the game, that I find a little dumb. But I also, when you're playing a sport at that level, anything that gets you an advantage, you're gonna do. Frog lights or copper lanterns. I really hate using full block light sources, I'll be honest. I tend to not. I'm kind of thinking these guys would be largely candle based though. I don't know. We're not going to deal with the interior quite yet. We definitely need a little chimney sticking out the top or something. What would that be made out of? Is your Forever World seed available? Go watch episode 1. Eh. Wandering traders are so annoying. Trying to think of how I can get like a... How can we get this to look cool for an interior space? I think like they'll probably have like a bunk bed. Honestly, they probably... I feel like this would be like a sleeping flat area. Like there'd just be like a sleeping... But we're actually trying to put villagers here, so we do need to have something. Always hide the full block lights under a carpet or something. Yeah, I don't like to hide light sources. If I can't figure out, unless it's a glow lichen, if I can't figure out where the light source is coming from, I will do anything I can to not have the light source there. So the idea behind these guys was that they're actually like kind of techy. So I'm thinking we can split the room in this way. And maybe we have like an entry little sitting room right here. That'll be... Can I break that? I cannot. That's a mandatory block. Gosh, I wish there was a way we get a second floor in here that would actually be villager usable. Close enough. Swamp tech, a new invented genre. Because that was another thing that like the concept art has, is they have a lot of like just spikes coming out the top of these, which I think would be kind of cool. Because we could do like a 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's kind of like gives like a techie wire something or another kind of out. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And then we could just give them a little like extra 3D element, make it look like there's some like solar dishes, or not solar dishes, but like just something on them. And we can even do just like a single, would probably be an orange candle on top. Now it feels very Star Wars-y, but I'm not opposed. Concept art? Yeah, I can show you. Concept art we're using is this guy. Kind of really based around this. I'm trying to use this house right now as the main thing. I want to get these little extra sticky outy elements to it. I think it'd be cool to like have some like this. So this is probably gonna be one of our like shorter houses. Maybe blue for the stuff on top. I don't know. I kind of like keeping all of it warm tone is the thing. Click, please. Thank you. What can I put on the top of this? No, I like the candle more. Style is hard not to make somewhat Star Wars-y. Yeah, Star Wars just has like a very backwater, like weird village house thing. who made the concept art. Unfortunately, I have not been able to find the artist. I believe it was cropped out on whatever I found originally. I found like 3 different pictures of it that people just cropped like different parts of the image. So that was the one I shared, was the fullest version of the image I have been able to find. What are you doing? He's like, can I move in? Please? I love it here. Hopefully it's not AR generated. As far as I can tell, it's not. What about a copper torch? Like up there? I want it to be a little thicker. And I like how simple those are with just a candle on top. One sec. The headphones keep being all weird. I don't know what's up with them. They're like loosening or something, so I need to like retighten them every once in a while. And they work fine. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna have some lifted walkways and also some that'll like bring you back down to the land. So I'm thinking this is just like one of the routes, but then like this guy will also probably have like some walkway that'll lend itself going over here. The problem is going to be that we want to make it villager safe and villager usable, so I don't really know how we're going to do that. You gonna leave the mud? No, we're gonna put a lot of plants and things around here. I plan for a lot of the area where like we're having structures to be more like they threw in a bunch of dirt and tried packing it down, so it's better. I think after this guy sat here for so long, we're probably just gonna have him land as is. Like inside of here, we could just throw in some coarse dirt for beginning, and then like they tried to use mangrove roots to help dry the space out, but this will be like a little like there'll be some like just storage things in here probably, just like lifted off the ground. Can we please just not? Can we? I hate this wandering trader, dude. Really hate to do this. Try not to do this anymore. You are right where I need to build something. So we can do that. That'll look pretty decent for like a bottom area where we can have some amount of usable space to it. And then we'll do like some grass and things all over. Which we have all of our firefly bushes, which can get us the brown. We've got our ferns and our just regular short grass that's gonna really come through here. I think as we move this way, we'll probably have some more coarse dirt. Like they're really trying to like pack down a pathway that they can use to walk. The problem with the coarse dirt is it is oh Jesus, It is so bright here compared to the mud and the water that it like stands out as being way too much in my opinion. Maybe that's fine. Do we want to do sugarcane out here? I also have ferns that we can make tall.
Pleased to meet you.
I think that'll be more sparing. Jordan, thank you so much for coming over, my dude. Appreciate you. Spruce planks instead. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, like they actually laid down wood to be able to walk on top of. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty nice. Honestly, we could probably mix it so it's not like all. Yeah, I think that'll work. Mangrove wood, like mangrove log. That could look really good. But I don't think I have the patience to gather. Actually, if it's only in town, it'll only be a few hundred mangrove logs. I think we've got it. I think we've got a decent style to get started with now. That's like a good first house that we can use. Now we need to very much scale up the rock. But I think we've got the house. I think the house is good. Down concrete powder. There's going to be so much water throughout everywhere that it would be such a pain. Basalt or gilded blackstone would go well with the mud. Gilded blackstone. No way in heck I'm gathering that. Basalt. You can do basalt, but I think it's too rock-like. Yeah, proof of concept is good. The only other things that I want to try is I've had a bunch of people tell me that like I was doing cattails in reverse and that I should be doing green glass and then a brown candle on top. I know you could waterlog candles. I don't remember. I also would really like to have our like leaves where I think we can actually like embrace the swamp leaf coloring. Not going into there yet, as we don't know how it's going to expand. Weren't you going to cover the biome with custom landscape you're building? How'd you connect this to the mainland? So the custom biome is up here. And the plan was for that to actually end somewhere with that being back down here because I wanted this sunken swamp bowl. So I was actually going to bring it back down like a big cliff along this line, which could make sense for a big rock being out here. And then like having it like big cliffs along here out to the ocean and whatnot. think you place one of the mangroves sideways. Yeah, it's fine. It's just the roots grew sideways. Then I'm not going to do it here, but I will be like spamming bone meal under everywhere. Looks like there's a few spot spoilers. Oh, oopsies. Fine, whatever. I'm going to have to fill in a lot of these caves and just like smooth all this stuff out so it's easier to work with in the actual world. You could have like hot springs in the mountains being washed down in the swamp, hence expelling the sulfur and such. That could be good. That could be interesting. I do think I want to try and figure out something to get sulfur as like relevant in here though. I think it could be really cool. I don't want to have the geysers again, but like stuff like that around. Gosh, I wish that came up just to the surface, dude. It's a pixel shy. You want to finish the custom landscape? I do eventually. I'm just not like really inspired to be doing anything on it right now is the problem. Some grates to catch swamp fish, crabs, and gators. I don't know if we got gators here, but I was actually thinking we could have grates like down here just like piled up. I also love to do acacia trapdoors with a slab in the middle to be a little grate. We can put one right here. Do that. Actually, you just do 5 or 6 acacia trapdoors. Get a little crab pot right there. You have these guys being have like a little table or something down here. For how techie they are, they don't really have any lights yet, so they're just gonna use copper lanterns. Oh, yeah, that could just sit right there. Literally, it can just sit right there. Saw an alligator made out of cushions earlier. Use pointed dripstone as cypress knees. I know you mean by cypress knees, but what if we did? Is that too bright? I feel like that's pretty bright. It stands out a lot. Mangrove roots, except they stick out of the ground. Oh. Well, we have mangrove roots anyways. You just like do like patches of them. Gosh, this whole thing is gonna have to get filled. It's fine. We're probably gonna focus, full honesty. Thumbnail's probably gonna be something like that. So I need to get that rock lifted higher. Honestly, it could also just be like, well, like a here with the village in the back. Also, even just if we were to do like a single house and just the biome, like that's kind of sick looking. But this guy over here, now that we're actually like onto it, he very much needs to. Just, we'll shave away stuff later, but for now he just needs to get bigger. He's just gotta get swole. He's just gotta get big, dude. Oh, not that. If I just take the shape tool and change this to a super sphere, make him, no, he can go out this way, he can go out that way, come out that way, take him that way, rotate him there, do this, a little bit of that, a little bit of meta ball. Meta ball range is going to go down to like a 5er. And then we'll do like a so. And we're going to change this guy down here. We're going to take this down, take all this down, take that down big time. Take that to here. Bring him out to there. Nope. Now we got our split rocks. We just got to model and shape them a wee bit better. Where's that modeling tool again? I always forget. Well, we need, ooh, I like weld. Weld is a pretty sick tool, I'll be honest with y'all. It's pretty nash. So you just kind of go like this and you can be like, boom. And it just welds on whatever block that you're working with. It just like pushes out. And then if you melt, you can also change this down, threshold and strength down. That's a little too much because it's not the most solid on the inside. Something like that. This guy can kind of come out over here a little. This backside is real ugly. We're just doing a weird upgrade to the slime farm. That's what this whole video is gonna be, is that it should just be more unique looking slime farm. That's kind of cool looking. I think that's the appropriate size now. Almost looks like a lion. It's like a lion. Not a big fan of that right here, so I want to see. Can I just like tippy taps? Little tippy taps, little tippy taps. And then just barely bring that back in. Did I break the farm yet? Nope, we actually have not went into the farm at all. We've done it. We didn't break it. And there's a slime in there. The farm works. Just have to get rid of everything else in here and then add a way to get my slime blocks out of there. I mean, I could probably just like have something where it pipes over here and shoots up into the sky, so. We could have it shoot up and be stored at the top somehow. It's the rock from the Lion King. Yeah. Simba would be so proud. Melt just a teeny tiny bit there. I want to reduce the strength on this. And then I want to smooth ever so slightly. And from here, we can just... I wish this... I guess I can make this smooth only be additive, and that would make it not replace things. But I want it to be able to take away, but I want it to be like... There has to be like a check if there can't be air blocks. I'm probably asking too much. Sculpt. We're gonna have to get like a walkway that leads all the way to the top of it. Yeah, we're gonna have a... Yeah, Kiwi, that's the plan. Have a wooden bridge connecting them. I was just thinking in terms of texturing. I need to make the entire thing solid. So I think all of my effort to try and not remove the slime farm in the middle is no longer going to work. I think I just need to do it. Make the whole thing solid. How do I actually learn to build at your level? Because I really love your content and started a build because of you. You just keep practicing, my dude. That's the actuality of it, is you keep practicing. And the biggest way that I think a lot of people fail to grow as builders is you try and don't rely on what's in your own brain. Go out there, find some inspiration. The best way to become a better builder in Minecraft is to look at inspiration that is not Minecraft builds, like what we've been doing on this stream so far. of we found a concept art that was from a movie or a video game or just somebody's personal art project that they were doing, and we translated that into Minecraft. That's how you become a better Minecraft builder. If you're just looking at other builds that Minecrafters have made and you try and copy those and see how they did it, you're gonna learn the tools, but you're not gonna learn how to build. You're just gonna learn how to build the way that that person did something. Whereas the real way to really, really grow as a builder is to learn how to translate non-Minecraft things into Minecraft. You just call me an idiot? No, I didn't. But if you can't listen to what I said, then, you know, that's... I ain't the one saying it. I don't think I've ever called anybody in chat an idiot, ever. That's not something that I would typically say. Can you resist using tough? Place your bets. Nah, we're probably gonna have some tough in this. It's got like a greeny hue. It's gonna go great with the swamp water. Now I'm thinking the top of this is also gonna be like really like mossy. I think moss could be really fun. Speaking of moss being really fun. A lot of this stuff out here still needs a lot of love to it, so this can be brought in here. Why are you really struggling with swamp builds when you're good at medieval fantasy? I don't think I'm struggling. I wouldn't say we're struggling. This is how building goes. If you're expecting a build to be done within a few minutes, that's not really how building works. We're 2.5 hours into starting a brand new project that I've never done before, and all I have is a single piece of concept art that I'm loosely taking inspiration from, and we've managed to do a lot of stuff. So I would not say we're struggling at all. This is the creative process. There's people who work at different speeds. I feel like I tend to work fairly quick as a builder. Like, I don't tend to really hum and haw over decisions all that much. At least for too long. Like, I'll second guess things and I'll try out a few things, but I usually kind of just get something I like. I'm like, cool, that's good enough, let's go. Bat cat fish there is in my Discord. It's not 100% up to date, but it's close enough. All right, we're not doing moss in the middle of every single one. That looks really bad here. That's looking good. I feel like it's getting there. We never textured the roof on this, so I do want to try that out. There's really not a whole lot of slabs and stuff when it comes to texturing in this brown color. This honestly is, I feel like, one that is really like hard to deal with. It's like you have this, that, and that. Or you have to make a huge jump to get all the way to spruce. Like, spruce is so dark compared to these. I don't think spruce is good here. Spruce is too dark. I so wish we had colored flower pots. I feel like colored flower pots, like give us 16 colors of flower pots, and that could be such a cool thing to add to the game. I would love something like that, dude. This mountain in the back is gonna have to be so dark. Okay. I know we've spent a long time talking about this mountain, but hear me out. What if we just get rid of the slime farm? Do we need the mountain? I'm kind of leaning towards, the more I'm looking at it, I don't want a rock. In creative or hardcore? Oh, completely. Like, we just cut this thing out of here. Yeah, because, like, slime is very easy to get now. Or we just put it underground. Yeah, that's the other option. I'm thinking it's out of place. Yeah, Ziggy, I'm with you, dude. That's kind of where I'm... Yeah, I'm thinking flat, open swampland. Because let's see here. If we... I know we just spent a long time working on this, but I'm really thinking we just don't need it. I don't think we need it at all. Bring that up because I don't want to get rid of the water. If we were to do this, bring ourselves all the way over here, and we just
Keep it real.
enter
Low mounds with stone arches in them, ruins of something before the land became swamp. Like the wall and gate at the near the aqueduct. Might be cool.
I like the wall and gate at... Yeah. I was thinking stone arches could be cool. Yeah, Dave, I'm kind of with you on that. Thank you so much for the dono, dude. I really appreciate it. Yeah. I think this looks a lot better. Poor Iron Golem. He's had a tough one, dude. Oh, look at him. I think we say we just cut the slime farm. I can build a slime farm again if I need to. We don't need a slime farm here. Like, we could take this and we could build it up a little so we have some more solid land. you needing custom swamp trees? I don't want many trees here at all. I don't want there to be much height to this place at all. I want this to be very open, like an open swampy plain that you can really see across is the main idea I'm going with for this thing. Isn't the netherrack at the bottom? Isn't the worst. It's not bad looking. Need a Shrek house? No, we don't. You can build a Shrek house. You are more than welcome. Okay, so we want ore, and we want air, or water, and y is equal to 62. We want to paint. Boop. Cool. I'm really thinking that I'm going to just copy from like one block down for the schematic, and then everything below that will just water bottle the entirety of the swamp. And then if there's anywhere that's like a weird gap that I need to merge, I can do that. I think that's... Oh, I guess I would have these. I'd need to do that, so we'd have to go 2 blocks down. We do need boats, though. Little swamp boats. Moss on boat. We need moss on boat. I think what Dave's saying though on the like stone arches could be kind of fun. We definitely don't need any of this anymore. I also will probably just like run this slime farm for a good like hour. And then I'll just get rid of it. But like then we also have the hot air balloon up there. I'll leave that as like a memento if somebody's just like floating across the land, because it's kind of fun. But yeah, as far as the biome itself goes, I think we just get rid of that. I want to keep this flower farm here, so we will put a little mound or something around this probably, and we could do the arch on top of that. That could look like an old ancient shriny thing. I like doing shrines. I like ancient shrines. I think it's a really fun way of adding extra history without really doing anything too crazy to a Minecraft world. And it's also something that I don't need to write a story down for how it works or whatever it might be. It's literally just here. So I like the idea of that. This flower farm also does suck. It's one of those where you have to manually run around and do all of it. But like we could like hide a little entrance in right there and that would be fine. Like that could literally just be our entrance into the farm. That'd probably be fine. Like that doesn't need to be shown. We can get rid of that. That's just a wall that didn't need to exist there. The amethyst in here completely does not need to be there. None of it's important. Let's see. Can I just like naturally just make a little mound that looks half decent? Can I just fully wing it through a mound? First time mound builder. No, we can't do that. We need to have 2 blocks of air above. Actually, we don't, because I only care about the flowers, and the rest is... No, we'll keep it 2 blocks above. I don't want to risk it. City of Raft, like path. Could be good. Could be good. No, this is just gonna be a little village. I don't plan to make this into like a giant civilization or anything. This will probably be like a oneer. I like having some projects that are just oneers. Okay, we're getting mound shapes. And then I think we need to pick one side of the mound that's going to come up higher. So I'm thinking we take this corner over here. Can be our highest point. And then it'll probably come back like so. This way it looks like it kind of like steps up to here. All right. And then if we were to do like an arch shrine thingy, we could have it be like give it a space for 5. We do. So let's go 5, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the gamers, we'll do 7, and that can be 6. No, it won't. It'll be 7. And that'll be in there. And then we'll have one that's like right here. That'll be 5. That can be like a when the shrines align. And then we can have like a single little like thing here. So it'd be like when there's a light beam coming perfectly through the shrines that hits the source right there. I don't know. Something like that. That could be kind of a vibe. Yeah. I don't know. A huge willow on that rock in the middle of swamp would be sick. We may be looking to doing like a single tree somewhere, but like I really don't want trees. I'll be honest, I really don't want many trees out here. I think this really is going to benefit a lot for just being flat. I think flat with these houses sticking up out of it is like the best vibe that we can get. I think that's going to be like our ultimate play, is that these guys are the height. Instead of the area being dominated by trees being the tallest thing in it, if our buildings are the tallest thing, it's going to create a very desolate atmosphere. And that's what I want to do. I really wish the particles from that came up farther away. They stop pretty far. It'd be that close to get the particles. But for Blocky, I don't know if Blocky's still here. But Blocky can have we can have an oak boat right there for you. A villager will for sure end up in that. Speaking of villager. Look how cute he is. What do we want his job to be? No, that's... Can he find his way up here? That's the true question. He can? Oh my god, you're so smart. And look at his hat. Oh. Or do we want him to be a fisherman? Look at his hat now. Oh, wait, dude. I love the little hat for our swamp dudes. All right, this is all gonna be fishermen and farmers. I don't care. That's it. This is all fishermen and farmers out here because they get hats. That's the whole bit. That's sending it. Get very furb vibes. I would love to see some custom mangroves. Well, yeah, I know I'd briefly said like, oh, we could do a mangrove biome along here, but I'm thinking against it. We'll have to figure out some other way to have like the ocean coming into the swampy area. I know there's an actual biome IRL for that. I'm blanking on what it's called. This is where Hades chimes in and says, actually, it's called... And then I'm like, oh, wow, thank you, Hades. I appreciate all the information you give to the stream. It's so helpful to have the terminology. No, I don't know if Hades is still here. They might probably had to leave. That's fine, though. Thin trees sparsely will look cool as if it's new growth. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to commit to no trees for now. But we'll see. A tributary. I think that is a trip. I thought a tributary was like a small river that flows into a big river. Yeah, tributary or an affluent is a stream that flows into a larger stream. What is it called when an ocean and a swamp meet? An estuary. That's what it is. It's called an estuary. An estuary is where fresh water, like a river, meets and mixes with the salty ocean water. It's simply called a marine swamp meet or a nautical swamp meet. No, that's a flea market, actually. No, I actually don't want to know about flea markets. I was wanting to learn about swamps and oceans meeting, not a swap meet, but that's cool. A salt marsh. Yeah, so I'll look into that. A delta would be a river. This isn't a river. It's very much a swamp. It's a swamp. It's not a river. It's not a river. It's a swamp. I like that being open right there. I think that's cool. The witch farm, I'll probably not do it in the video, but maybe we could. Maybe we say I'll have to look into it, but I don't want this giant box over here. That's my problem with it. So we'd have to find some way to hide the witch farm, which those are terrible to hide because you ruin the rates off of them. So I think that's just not going to be done. I will always go for builds over that. And the only thing I would want from witch farm is passive redstone, but I buy it for my clerics, so it doesn't matter. Oh, hey, Hades. Left for a bit. Phone died. How could you let your phone die? What the heck, Hades? We were wondering what it's called when a swamp meets an ocean. We looked up estuary, or I found estuary online. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I'm assuming that's as close as we're gonna get. Rip rock. Yeah, I think the little rock will be better than the big rock. Estuary. Okay, so the Google's was correct. Oh, sorry. Not that. Great to have our own local geology nerds in here. Really helps make sure I get all my information correct, so I appreciate you. All of the geology nerds out there, yes, what you do is actually cool. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Little frog shrine on the rock. I was kind of thinking we put like a baby magma cube in here. Or not magma cube, sulfur cube or something. Isn't it a bit more of a bog than a swamp? I don't know the technical terminology. Probably. I don't know if there's an explicit thing for swamp / wetlands going from freshwater saltwater, but there are things like saltwater marshes and swamps at the deltas of rivers and such. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have so much freaking digging to do, dude. Okay. A delta if there's a river. There's not really a river that runs into here that we have. There's no canonical rivers that run into here quite yet. That does look pretty sick on the map. I'm not gonna lie. That does look really cool. We gotta definitely clean up our mud to grass spacing. I think our grass can come back down farther than I had it originally. I just really wanted to like stress the mud being all over the place first. But now that we're like actually in it, I think we can return some of this back to being grass. Here will probably be like mossy cobblestone and tough. I don't have any torches on the inside. You guys want frog lights, right? So we can throw frog lights in here. I forgot bogged exist. Wow. Is that spawn proof in here? Looks like it is now. Great. And away we go. There's a river. This is probably a saltwater brackish marsh because the ocean is right there. Good spot for some mangroves. Yeah. I really want to go no trees. I know the mangroves are definitely a good vibe. I think I'm committing to the no trees, and we're going to wait until it's done, and then if we decide trees are needed, that can be like a future expansion. But I think the no tree life is culling to me. Don't mangrove the whole thing. I just meant somewhere as a possibility. Marsh flats are just as important too. Yeah. I'm gonna see. Can I just take you out of here? We're gonna take our brush down to like here, and we're just gonna go to grass. This will be much faster. If I just go with 0, I can just... Well, we'll go with 1 to get started, and then as we need to do more fine detailing, we come back in with our 0. Like everywhere on this upper, like I'm thinking more than 2 blocks above water is gonna all be grass instead of being 3 blocks. I think it's gonna be a lot nicer for my sanity of how much mud I have to gather. I already have the grass or dirt, and or it just won't need to be gathered at all because it already exists in here. So then like all over here, like this could be a shelf that we just kind of work from. I live in the desert, so I'm doing some Google to familiarize myself with marshes. Yeah, probably no cactuses there. Okay. Well, actually, why don't I just go here, go y is greater than or equal to, what would that be, 64? We can just like... Oh, but if I do that near my house that I just built, I will actually delete it. Then I will want to play Sudoku. Okay, and then let's go 63. And block is mud. And we're going to go to our... Well, we're using that noise painter brush. And we're going to... we're going to leave it at here. And we're going to go... Radius goes up. Oh, but I need to change this to grass block. And then we're going to go... If I go 62 and I change it down to here, do we want to do a little, like, mixed in with the mud itself? Probably. Wouldn't be totally out of the norm for a little bit to be growing down there where we have all of our grass and things that we'll have. Yeah, honestly, I think that's pretty good. I like that. We're going to have to figure out how to get some brushes that will just cover all of it with stuff. That's not bad. I really don't want to have to detail it all by hand, but we might have to. Are you still alive? You're still alive! Wow! Amazing! I didn't give him a light in here at all. I'm so sorry. I left you without any light. It'll be fun to decorate this house. I feel like we can get something real funky in here. Muddy mangrove roots at 62. Ooh, we could. Let's go randomize the seed here. muddy. Bring it up just a touch. What? Hello, clouds. That's about 2 shulker boxes of muddy mangrove roots needed right there. That does look pretty good. And let's change this to 63 now. Oh, no, that actually already did 63 because that was greater than or equals to. Yeah, so then that just did some muddy mangrove roots all over the place. Only because they're free? Oh, dude, those aren't free. Those things are expensive. How do you get free muddy mangrove roots? What is this science you're talking about? What is this black magic of free muddy mangrove roots? Or do you mean just like regular mangrove roots? In your free time, look up tidal marshes. Okay. I'll write that down. Where's my Discord? There it is. What am I looking for? There we go. Tidal marsh. I shall do that. We'd also do some rocks. Maybe. But I'm kind of thinking no for now. Mangrove farm plus... Wait, can you craft muddy mangrove roots? Muddy mangrove root. Renewable. Oh my god, you can craft them? Since when? How have I never known that you can craft them? Huh. Well, you learn something new every day. I think it'd be fun, so fun to detail those cattails and stuff. Yeah, we did this little bit right here, and we'll probably continue that throughout. I like also the foliage being that kind of muted, muddy color, because if we did the old style, we'd be like azalea leaves. We could do those in little tiny little pockets to give some like big vibrance, but maybe not. We could try maybe instead of an azalea, what if we did like a birch? Yeah, a birch could be good to mix in with the oak leaves. That could be fun. I'm trying to start playing hardcore, but I keep dying. Any tips? What keeps killing you? Figure out what keeps killing you and figure out how you can avoid that. If you keep dying to fall damage, maybe try and learn how to water bucket clutch or figure out how to get feather falling 4 quicker. If you keep dying to creepers, turn your game sounds up, maybe turn on subtitles so you can see when creeper walks in your little subtitle notifications, or get a shield on you and always keep that ready to go in your offhand. If you're dying to zombies too quickly, just situational awareness is honestly the big thing that gets a lot of players killed. Is whenever you jump into somewhere, always get an exit. Always have your exit in mind. And keep your exit buddy on you at all times. Okay, I like this a lot more. I do have to go to the grocery store and go to the gym in a little bit, so I need to get out of here because I completely lost track of time on this one. But I'm really happy with this. I think this is a lot of progress for a brand new build style that I don't think I've ever seen before. I think we can come up with something really cool for this, and it seems like our villager actually wants to hang out in the house. So we got a lot of progress that we can make on this, and I think that's really cool. And honestly, I could probably, before I leave, I want to try something real quick. Let's go into here, and I'm going to grab sulfur. And I want to make a sphere. Metaball off. We're going to Get that back to regular. I'm pretty sure all I have to do, roughly.
Keep it real.
Caught this dream really late. What did I miss?
A lot. You missed a lot. Oh, dang it. But I'm pretty sure I could speed up the house building by literally just like taking like, oh, I could have done that as hollow. Let's go hollow. Can I cut it off? Wait, can I not cut off from the top? I can do that. Can I flip it? I can. Wait, why are you cutting off from that? Why the heck are you cutting off, dude? Why are we cutting off that way? Ew. Oh, reset rotation. 180. Okay, now we can do that. And then we basically have the house shape right there. That's easy. Okay, so I don't even need to really plan them out. That's something I'll deal with later. Bart, thank you so much for the dono, dude. I really appreciate it. We are starting a brand new biome project. We're going to see what it turns into, but it's cool. We got a brand new build style here that we're trying out. We're going to be transforming an entire swamp biome into this thing right here. It's going to be an absolute mess, but it should be really fun. And that's going to have to do it for today. Thank you so much for being here, my friends. I really do appreciate it. Y'all are absolutely awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see what this turns into, when it turns into something, how it turns into something. But thank you all so very much for hanging. There will be a new video dropping tomorrow and a new tree world download for all a super flat world with all my custom trees on it for supporters coming out tomorrow. So if you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to when it gets out there tomorrow. But with that, my friends, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye.
Caught this dream really late. What did I miss?